words can reach. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a book review on The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, as a disclaimer, I just want to say that this is a book that I purchased myself, so this is going to be my true opinion only. I gifted it to myself and I ain't a lucky one. This video is going to be split into two parts. The first part is going to be the non-spoiler section for those of you that haven't read this book, that don't want to get spoiled or anything about it. The second half is going to contain spoilers of things that happen in the book that I've got opinions on, with all my feelings, that I can gush about, and so on and so forth. So first of all, I will explain what this book is about. This is book one that's in a series. There are currently two books out, this one and then there's The Wicked King, and this is a fairy style sort of book. Holly Black has written other books as well as The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, which is a standalone book. She has written some books with Cassandra Clare as well, who she's pretty much like besties with, and she's written like quite a few other series actually, so she has been in the young adult world for quite a long time. So this is like her new and latest series that everybody has been on the hype train for. They've been jumping on it and they're like, whoa, this is so good. I have heard some mixed reviews about it myself, but it didn't push me away from this book. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to jump into it and see what I think about it myself. And I'm so glad that I did. I persevered through this because actually the first 60 pages of this book I did struggle to sort of like get used to the writing style as well as what was going on with all the characters, learning the characters, who they were, learning the land, learning the whole world building, learning the whole system. So yeah, it took like roughly 60 pages. But once I got in, it was weird. It's almost like there was a switch. It just sort of like went like that and I was into the story and I couldn't stop reading it, and I was reading like over 50 pages a day, and then before I know it, I'm finished with it and it's just like, it's over. Literally book hangover. So this story is literally about this girl called Jude, and she has two other sisters. She has a twin sister and she also has a sister who they've always known that they have been different just by the shape of the ears. And so one day this guy just knocks on the door and speaks to her parents and ends up murdering them. And so this guy called Maddox takes them under his wing as like his own kids in the fairyland. So Jude and her sister, twin sister, are living there as mortals, and her actual sister is living there as the fairy. So she's basically trying to survive in the world of the fairyland. She is bullied at school because of being a mortal, because there's things like in fairyland, like the drinks that they have and the fruits that they have, they affect mortals a lot more. They drive them a little bit, I suppose, mental, and they sort of make them feel kind of drunk, like a drunk happy feeling. So they're very, very teased about, and these kids at school are literally like the children of royalty. And so we have Prince Cardan, which is one of the princes at the royal palace. So his father is pretty much about to give the throne up to the next heir in line, Prince Dane. And then one day Prince Dane approaches Jude and is like, I want you to be a spy for me. And so Jude is like, wow, okay. So it's like her one way of getting into the royalty, because she's sort of like torn between like one day maybe seeing if she can become fairy-like, or torn between staying mortal. So she's very, very good with wielding a sword, and she has a very good talent of lying. So she embarks upon this quest of this prince to try and find out the secrets around the palace, who is scheming and everything. And obviously the relationships between Jude and her sisters, and Jude with these school kids who are bastards. So in a nutshell, really, that is pretty much the Cruel Prince without spoiling you on anything further. So I think I hopefully did justice on the synopsis there, but what a storyline, guys. I don't often read books with fairies in, so this is actually a book that I've read in a long time that actually contains fairies, and I thought it was a really well done book, which is kind of like a fantasy fairy story with just loads of things in it, and there's definite angst in this book, like between a couple of characters, which I'll talk about later in the spoilery section. And there, yeah, it really does touch upon like family, it does touch upon like trust and like the royalty and friendship, and yeah, lying and deceit and revealing the truth, and everything is just like, oh. Jude as a main character, she is very much, she kind of reminds me a bit like Selena Sardokian from the Thread of Glass series, as in like kind of an assassin in a way. Like she literally would, like, don't mess with Jude, she would whoop you with her sword. And she's very strong, she's very brave, especially with lying. Like, I could never ever like sneak around buildings and lie to people. Like, I would just forever be anxious, but she has a lot of confidence in that sort of area. So she's very confident, and she's very like strict about herself. And what I liked about this book was that romance wasn't so much touched upon in this book. Like, that's what I liked about it. Then we have Prince Carden, who is he's the prince who's one of the kids who's pretty much a dick to Jude, and we don't know why, but he seems kind of like different. We also have another character called Locke, and he's kind of like fox-like, and he's the one out of the group of friends that takes to Jude and is like, I like you, let's hang out, pretty much. So she's like, this is odd, why is this guy like protecting me? And there's all that going on. But Locke, I'll talk more about Locke later, that's all I'm going to say. But Prince Carden, now you know me, I do definitely like the bad guys, like the ones that are pricks. Like, I literally am drawn towards, and especially like with any sort of angst involved. So those are pretty much the characters. We've also got Jude's sister, her twin sister, who, she's an interesting character actually, especially near towards the end of the book. I would say just keep your eye out on her. Like, she's a very interesting character. And then we've also got her sister, who is the one that's part fairy, and so she is like the older sibling. And there is actually LGBT in this book, which I thought was really good. LGBT representation of the immortal world as well, and yeah, so it's very good. And they've also got a sort of like half brother, I suppose you would say, because Oak is this boy, he's a fairy boy, and he's literally like only like 4 years old, and he is the son of the dad who killed their parents. So that is pretty much the majority of the characters. We've got a very evil king, Carden's brother Balakin, very sneaky, very evil, I would say. So he's like another brother. So Prince Carden has like 2 other brothers. Once I got into the book, I did really enjoy how the book was written, the dialogue and everything, how everything flowed, how all of the activities that went on later on in the book just pieced together really well. I just found myself to be turning the pages, found myself to be always wanting to pick this book up and give it a read. If I had to have a favourite part of the book, I would literally say chapter 26. Without spoiling, chapter 26. I love that scene so much. The ending of this book does lead you to wanting to read the next book, which is why I've got the next book in line ready. I already had a TBR planned, but now I'm going to have to change my TBR around just to slot this book in, because I need to know what's going to happen next, because it ends in a way where it's sort of like, this is the beginning, what's going to happen next sort of thing. And that's all I'm going to say in this non-spoiler section about the ending of this book. All in all, guys, I think it's totally worth buying. It's totally worth all of the hype. I'm so glad that I jumped on the hype train and that I'm reading the books that everyone else is reading. It will be so good to just be caught up with everybody, and so I can just understand what everybody's talking about. I'm really glad that I picked it up. I did actually get this the year of release actually, and I just didn't get around to reading it, so I got it last year and I've only just read it like a year later, so it's a bit ridiculous, but it doesn't matter, guys. I've read it, that's all that matters. So of course I gave this book 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. I totally recommend this book for anyone and everyone to read. So that, my friends, is the end of the non-spoilery section of this book. If you haven't read this book yet, then I suggest you end this video now. Give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and leave me a comment down below about anything you want to know whatsoever. But for those of you that have read this book, please continue on with the spoiler section, where we can discuss my thoughts about every single part of this book. So guys, the first thing that I want to actually mention is the LGBT with the sister and Heather. Heather the mortal and the fairy sister. They have a lesbian romance, like, in this book. Like, that is so cool. And they don't have like a major appearance. They sort of obviously only appear like a couple of times, but so cute. So cute. I think that's absolutely adorable. Next of all, Prince Carden. My god, what? You know, Hot seems to be like one of those people that is literally like a knob to begin with, and then ends up being like different towards like other people. Like, you can see Prince Carden has a thing for Jude, and you can see that he would protect her no matter what. Like, he might like pretend that he doesn't. It's just sort of like, yeah, I might do this for her. You're not, mate. You love her. You know you do. You got a crush on her, and she secretly's got a crush on you, and that something better happen in The Wicked King. Like, they kissed in The Cruel Prince, chapter 26, my favourite scene of the book. All the angst, oh, the kiss, nothing more in the book, and I'm just like, I'm left hanging here. Like, I need them to get together. So please don't tell me if you've read The Wicked King, but I'm hoping to God that they get it on in The Wicked King. But I've heard The Wicked King's a lot better, so I'm hoping that's why it's better. Oh, yes, just, I love their relationship. Just how it's literally like the hate to love trope, which is just what I love. Like, one of my favourite tropes like ever. So those two just so cool. Locke, what an arsehole. He's such a like, how could he even want to try and two-time like with Jude and her sister? Like, how? Like, why would he want to do that? Prince Dane, I thought, was like quite an interesting character. Very sort of, very sneaky in a way, but that scene, guys, when he got slaughtered and the dad got slaughtered and like loads of other people got slaughtered, what the F? I had my hand on my heart. I was just like, what is going on in this scene? Like, there's so many deaths in this scene that I just was just like, is there going to be anybody left? And I was just like, what is going to happen next? Wow, that was a really entertaining scene. That's got to be definitely like my second favourite scene in the book. It was very highly entertaining in a action-packed sort of way, because it's very unexpected. Like, you don't expect that to happen. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought there would be like more scheming and spying and plotting and so on and so forth, but I really didn't think that was going to happen, like, at all. I didn't think that, you know. And Maddox as well, very sly and cunning, how he just changed course at the last minute. Keep your eye on him, guys, because he's sneaky, very, very sneaky. And that little sparring bit at the end, actually, when like Jude and Medic are like having that little sword fight, that was like pretty cool as well. How she like fooled him by poisoning him. I'm just like, go Jude. Like, she's very, very smart. She's very, very smart. I really like Jude. She's very intelligent and she's strong, she's intelligent, she is confident, she's everything that I want to be, like literally, like she's so good in it. And she doesn't even let like Carden like rule her or anything. She doesn't let him get to him. She's just like, you want me, you're not gonna have me, sort of thing. And I really, really like that about Jude, just the sass that comes with that sort of thing. Like, her heart is in the right place. I thought the bits when Carden was like pretty much a slave to Jude, I was just like, yeah, bitch, you tie him up. But like, there was some like really nice moments where even she admitted, she was just like, he's talking to me like we're friends. He's talking to me like he would with Locke and his other friend. And I just thought that was really, really nice to see. And I was totally all for it. I thought it's really good that they are grasping this friendship. But then there's the scene at the end with the crown, and I had no idea what was going on. I knew that they had this plan, but Jude was not revealing it to us as a reader until it happened. I did not think that Prince Carden was going to be the king. I literally thought that she'd find a way for like Oak to be king, but then she's just revealing it like, until Oak is the king in 7 years, we need a replacement for the time being, so it's got to be Carden. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, how are you going to trust Prince Carden? So I think what she's done is she's kind of like tried to fool Carden in a way, but also like testing him. And she's literally, I think, got like a year and a day of control of Carden. After a year and a day, he can do whatever he wants. So I'm intrigued what's going to happen next in the Wicked King in that sort of sense. Like, what's going to happen in a year and a day? Like, what's he going to do? And just the ending of this book like ends in that sort of way where he's just sort of like, just wait, dude. You don't know what's going to happen in a year and a day. And like, here you are, come have a seat. This is what you wanted, isn't it? What you've sacrificed everything for, it's all yours. So it's just like, Jude, she sacrificed so much. Is this what she wants? Who knows? That's what we find out in the next book. But guys, what an entertaining read. Like, wow. And actually, all things considered, even though it took like 60 pages for me to get into the book, those were the bits where it was kind of like slow building anyway. And I think that's what a lot of people did struggle with, just like getting into the writing style of Holly Black, getting into the story, learning all the characters. There were times that I must admit, like, I did have to read the page twice, because with fantasies I find if your mind drifts off just for like 1 second whilst reading a page, you need to read it again. Because whereas with contemporaries I can sometimes read a page whilst thinking about something at the same time, with fantasies you need to remember things as well. So yeah, I thought it was very, very highly entertaining. And I'm going to keep my eye on Jude's twin sister as well. She definitely, there's something about her. There's definitely something about her. I don't know what's going to happen with her and Locke next either. It'd be like intriguing if she just figures out who Locke really is, like that Locke is just a jerk basically. That's just what I've come across with Locke, that he had Jude but yet he's proposed to her sister. It's like, you can't have two people, you can only have one. Don't be a two-timer, Locke, seriously. But yeah, I have no idea what my thought prediction is going to be for the Wicked King. I just hope that something happens between Carden and Jude, and I'm hoping that the book spans over that year and a day just to see what's going to happen. And I'm hoping at the end of the book is literally like when it runs out, and then we're just like dun dun dun. I love a good cliffhanger. I must admit, they are annoying, but I do love a good cliffhanger. It does keep me on the edge of my seat and wanting more, and I'm hoping there's going to be a lot more action. The fact that people have loved the second book more, it's definitely intrigued me into wanting to know more. But yeah, I'm really glad that I read this, and yeah, it's definitely a top contender for one of the favourite books of this year, because I found it entertaining, and I don't often find books where I just can't stop reading them, especially when it comes to fantasies. So for fantasy to be able to do it, it's got to be a good book. So really, that's all I kind of really want to say about The Cruel Prince, and what I hope will happen in The Wicked King, and just how much I really enjoyed this book and totally recommend it. So yet again, I will say that I gave this 5 out of 5 Kit Kats, full marks all the way. Definitely recommend it. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have read this book and what your thoughts of it when you read it, and if you want me to talk about any other scenes that I didn't mention in this video, then let me know down below. Please do not spoil other people. Either put like stars, spoilers, or request to direct message me. You can direct message me on Twitter, you can send me like other messages as well, you can ask to send me an email. Either way, please be careful in the comments of spoilers. Like, I don't want anybody else to be spoiled who hasn't read this book. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what other books I should be reading. Let me know if you have read The Wicked King, if you think I'm going to enjoy it. If you think, Katie, you're gonna love it. I'm probably gonna end up reading it like after this video anyway, so by the time this goes up, who knows, The Wicked King could be finished anyway. But still, let me know your thoughts briefly on The Wicked King, and I'll go back to you. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching my videos as always. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. All of my social media links will be linked down below if you'd like to follow me elsewhere. But keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I will see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!